Since we've opened the business, we've had people wanting to know all these questions, and our rule here is we have an open door policy and people can ask us whatever they want to ask, but still being respectful. A lot of things in the funeral industry are kind of taboo to talk about, so we thought it'd be a great idea to put together a video of all the questions people have. We have a bunch of questions we're going to go over and we're going to answer them to the best of our abilities.
No, it is not required. This is an option, and green burials is definitely an option in Cold Lake.
And we are definitely trying to promote green burials here as well. It helps save people money, and we're noticing the trend here, I guess, is that green burials are becoming more and more popular.
In the embalming process, it is called setting the features, and this is where we ensure that the person's eyes and mouth are closed, making them look at a state of rest. So yes, sometimes suturing is required in this process. This can be done. It is at the discretion of the family and the embalmer. There's restorative art procedures that really they can make anybody look very well, or it's maybe the family's choice to have the person cremated.
And usually that is the case if it's been a horrific car accident, yes, or they choose to do a closed casket with no embalming. And so normally the procedure would be to fold the legs or cross the legs because the only part that's visible is from the belly button up in a casket.
Could they order a larger casket?
They do actually make larger caskets for larger people, so that is an option too, but sometimes when they're very tall, they're even too tall for those caskets, so they do manipulate the legs and fold them so that they do fit.
No, we don't break bones. No. When you're deceased, your joints still work. So no, this is, again, another myth.
I think something you could add to that is that obviously when your family member is here with us, that we're doing our utmost
to treat them with dignity.
Yeah, to treat them with dignity and to take care of them. So obviously that's something that we would never practice.
So this is obviously on a lot of people's minds, but it is a common myth. Of course, when you're gone, your blood no longer flows. So it's not an option.
Funerals don't always have to be expensive. It boils down to the choices that they make for it. If they choose to get a vault for the plot, if they get an expensive casket, that sort of stuff. So there are ways to minimize the costs. Also, we do encourage people to shop around for prices. People do price match when it comes to caskets and things like that and urns. So it really just depends on what they choose for a vault, if they choose a vault at all. Some cemeteries don't require them, so that will save about $10,000 to $20,000 right there, depending on what kind of vault. And yeah, so it all depends on what the families choose and what their wishes, flowers, all that kind of stuff.
The entire embalming process takes about 2 hours, so not that long. Yes, the internal organs in a full autopsy are removed. They do come back with the deceased if they don't need to keep them for any further testing. They are placed in a bag and put back in the cavity.
Each machine is different because they operate at different temperatures. I can speak for ours. Ours operates at about 1600 degrees, and they say the rule of thumb is about an hour per 100 pounds. It's about an hour to heat up, and then we do the cool down process, which we'll leave for about an hour. So it could take anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, realistically, is the cremation process.